Hi, my name is Jessie Quack, and I'm the editor of the Crooked series of sci-fi crime anthologies. Today I'm presenting a reading from Patrick Swenson, and this was originally recorded October 5th. He's reading from one of his stories from Volume 2. Patrick's first novel, The Ultra Thin Man, appeared from Tor Books. The sequel, The Ultra Big Sleep, debuted soon after. The third Ultra novel will be out next year. His novel, Rain Music, was published recently, and he is the editor and publisher of Tailbones, which began in 1995 and ended with its 39th issue in 2009. In 2000, he began Fairwood Press, a book line which is still running. He has sold short fiction to the anthologies Unbound 2, Unfettered 3, Seasons Between Us, Gunfight at Europa Station, Like Water for Quarks, and also to a number of magazines. He's been a high school teacher for 37 years, is the proud papa of Artemis, an artist and budding designer. Patrick lives in Bonnie Lake, Washington. Take it away, Patrick.
So the Silent Passage is set between book 2, The Ultra Big Sleep, and book 3 that's coming out hopefully next year, knock on fake wood product, called The Ultra Long Goodbye, which is kind of the end of the trilogy, although there's probably plenty of story left. The Ultras refer to the aliens that attacked Earth several times now from an antimatter universe. I hate when that happens. So Dave Crowell is my main character, and he's a private eye in the Seattle area. The Union of Worlds are 8 worlds, which includes Earth, and most people are going to the colonies. And his partner, his newest partner after book 1, is an alien himself, a different kind of alien, very big, huge guy. So they have kind of a fun relationship. Anyway, I think that's all I need to say beyond reading. Everybody can hear me okay? Okay, thank you. Check my time here, 6:16. You have to come and get me, Tim Forno said, his call coming in on my comm card. Why is that? I answered. Because I'm scared. I expanded the flash paper screen to get a better look at him. The signal was pretty fucked, and I barely made out his leathery head and fur. I couldn't make out the background. Helks don't get scared, I said, or lonely, if I remember right. My partner, twice my size, was a Helk, one of 2 alien species in the Union of Worlds. He'd spent most of his life on the planet Helkintanis, but he lived on Earth now. We'd teamed up after the first Ultra Scare. Being second clan, he only made small human children run in fear, and adults cringe and slink away, mostly. No transport back to the jump slot? I asked. I'd sent him to the colony world Teminus, one of Union's most populous planets, on a simple retrieval job. What happened to your TWT return voucher? No, Forno said. Seriously, Crowell, I'm scared. Come get me. Well, that was not like Tim Forno. Something was wrong when he didn't scoff at me or massacre Earth idioms for the fun of it. Where are you? Taminus. Yeah, but Dave, listen, just... He stopped, looked left, then glanced over his shoulder. The image dimmed, then brightened, but the quality didn't improve. Helksnot. Just... The call flickered. Forno? The flash paper blinked, and a second later I stared through its transparency at my cluttered desk. The call had died. Cursing, I flicked the screen down, then up, as if it would somehow bring Forno back, but nothing else showed on the flash paper except my user ID in the lower left corner. With a simple hand flip, I disengaged the screen and it disappeared. A second later, a chime announced an unregistered ping on the card. No ID, no reply protocol, an illegal one-way. The message stood out due to its brevity. Monitor. Monitor? What the hell did that mean? My gut twisted because the second Ultra Scare had only ended a few months ago. The 8 worlds of the Union had survived the attacks from the alien Ultras from their animated universe. Was this something related? Or something off the grid? I had no idea if the ping had come from Forno. I tried a registered ping back to Forno's comm card, but as I suspected, he didn't pick up or respond in any way. One thing was clear. Tim Forno was in trouble. And if truly frightened, this shit was serious. I hadn't known him long, but I was instantly worried. Not even a first clan Helk could bring him to ask for this kind of help. He'd even called me by my first name at call's end, and he almost never did that. I hated space travel, and I'd done too much lately, but Forno was my partner. My comm card didn't have a connection to the data net, so I accessed my desk terminal to order a passage via Transworld Transport. I was stunned to find out I couldn't get a seat. Jump slot travel to Temenus did not require travel visas, unlike Helcantanis or Riven, but the slot from Earth to Temenus had closed to all but the highest priority passengers. Now I knew why Forno couldn't get home. I did not know, however, why he'd asked me to go to Temenus if I couldn't get there. I had to make a run, and I had one surefire way to get priority. Well, mostly sure. The answer is no, Crowell. Jennifer, why do you always answer your card that way? I asked. I don't always, she said, just to you. Honored. NIO Assistant Director Jennifer Lyle stared back at me from the flash paper, the crystal clear image a stark contrast to Forno's call. She'd cut her long blonde hair since I'd last seen her, perhaps because of her promotion. She'd helped my old partner Alan Brindos and me during the first Ultra Scare, when he and I shut down our private business and contracted with the NIO as borrowed hounds. We'd signed on to help fight the interstellar terrorist group known as the Movement. She'd also played a role in the second Ultra Scare. What's what, Crowell? She asked. I need to get to Temenus. You can't. Jump slot's off limits right now. I heard. Why? We don't know yet. No news from Temenus or Union President Nguyen. Forno's missing. She paused, a small frown on her face, then she shook her head. A Helk is too big to go missing. I explained Forno's call and the unregistered ping afterward. You're the only one with the required priority. Not the only one. The only one I know who's a friend. Shit, Crowell, don't play that card with me. I've got work to do. Like hell you do. The NIO brass farms cases out. Besides, Forno's your friend too. She nodded. And what's he doing over there? Retrieval, nothing fancy. Well, despite his underworld past, or because of it, Forno knows how things work in the Union better than I do. That Helk's got style. And size. And Helk underworld contacts. She stared at me through the flash paper. I kept quiet, hoping not to jinx anything. I could tell she was wavering. Finally, with a deep sigh, she nodded. Now I spoke. You'll get me a priority visa? Where on Temenus will we find him? She asked. Midwest City. That's where I sent him anyway. Shit. Same place the Ultra thing started. The Ultra thing is over. I blinked. Wait. Did you say we? Where will we find him? Jennifer Lyle shrugged. I'm going with you. A visa itself won't do it right now. NIO personnel must accompany you. We're in the dark about what's going on with the slot. Really? What are the odds Forno stumbled onto it? If he hit up some underworld folk, then likely. Director Barsley be okay with you coming? Don't worry about Barsley. Nothing's going on. I'm bored, and it'll be nice to get back out in the field. Also, it'll be much easier getting your passage squared away. I'll take the help. Meet you at the port? No, get up to Egret Station. It won't take long. I'll send you flight details when I have them and see you there. And I want all you have on Forno's retrieval job. We'll see about that. Crowell, I hadn't been part of the NIO for over a year. I didn't answer to them, but I owe Jennifer Lyle for all she'd done during the Ultra Scares. She was higher up in the NIO now and pro-union. I can't promise anything. When I met Jennifer Lyle on Egret Station, she had everything in order. She commandeered a TWT transport on standby. Station officials had held the crew and passengers for hours. The ship was called the Volantis. I smiled, remembering the time Brindos and I had come across the ship in different and dire circumstances. Since we were the only passengers, other than the required pilot in the bubble to morph the code to Temenus, we hit the jump slot 30 minutes after I'd arrived on Egret Station. Once the jump slot spit us out at Solon Station, we shuttled down to Temenus's port, and from there, an air car ferried us to Midwest City. Our bird's eye view revealed the scar of the first Ultra conflict, the drag path of the ruined tower of the transcontinental conduit through much of East City. The tower itself had been removed, as had the other towers across the Republic of Gaul. Workers from across the union contracted in a year-long operation to not only pull out this tower from the city, but uproot and dispose all the others. Where they all were now, I had no idea, but I suspected a faraway junkyard, or even buried in a massive landfill. No one wanted any reminders of East City's devastation or the dark purpose of the towers, but the still visible drag path, not yet erased or built over, remained a sobering reminder of the whole ordeal. I tried Forno's comm card several times, but he didn't respond. I felt more and more nervous about his safety.
Hey, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that reading. So I promised I'd tell you a little bit more about Crooked, and here we are. So what Crooked is a series of sci-fi crime anthologies that are edited by me. And the thing that sets this anthology series apart is that it exclusively focuses on including stories that are part of a bigger universe. So if you read one story by an author, say if you really enjoyed what you just heard, you can go to that author's site, which will be below in the show notes, and you can read more stories set in that universe. So the idea is to give readers kind of more of what they love and introduce them to other authors. So for example, if you're a big fan of one person's universe and you find, oh, they've got a story in Crooked, you can go read that story, and then you might find other stories by similar authors, and then you can go read their world. So kind of just a way of helping readers explore and find more authors that they love. And so if you enjoyed what you heard, please go support that author. Follow the links below. You can go buy the anthology and read more stories, or listen to more of the presentations of people reading excerpts from their stories on this YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe there. And I look forward to bringing you more exciting sci-fi crime stories. Take care out there.